On Sunday, June 27th, 2021, Studio MAPPA livestreamed their 10-year anniversary event right here on their very own YouTube channel. People were hyped. I was hyped. Jujutsu Kaisen, Dorohedoro, Attack on Titan, all banging shows that showcased just a fraction of the excellence the studios put out. We were ready. We were ready to see what was coming next. And as the clock ticked closer, I realized, I have to work tomorrow. God, work. So instead of staying up until 2 a.m. to watch this thing, when I woke up the next morning and sipped a smoothie before work, I cracked open Twitter and saw what was like a literal explosion of posts and fan art and trailer reactions focused on this one show in particular. And that show was, unsurprisingly, Chainsawman. I'd heard rumblings of the series for a while now, along with other manga properties like Monster No. 8 and Spy Family, as series that manga fans have been hoping for an anime adaptation for like forever. But I haven't read it. I'm not much of a manga reader. I like my beeps and boops and splashes of color and screaming, and is why to this day I refuse to switch over to the One Piece manga, no matter how slow this anime can move sometimes. I'm looking at you, punk hazard, you punk! So I went in blind, knowing nothing about the series, and was thoroughly surprised. So like, you know those mid-2000 Adult Swim bumps used to play late at night before they play a rerun of Cowboy Bebop or whatever? Maybe you don't. I feel like a boomer every time I bring up the mid-2000s. Anyway, those weird empty liminal spaces that they showed in those bumps, they were beautiful, like staged pieces of midnight TV that I recall as sometimes being off-putting. Like, the images themselves weren't necessarily positive or negative, but they kind of just stayed with you. They were kind of eerie, like they were hinting at something foreboding on the horizon, or that good times were already behind us. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but that's the feeling I got, especially watching it on my parents' low-res tube TV with the music down low so I wouldn't wake up anyone who had already gone to bed. This was my immediate feeling with Chainsaw Man. We open with a child alone in the dark, surrounded by what looks like blood. There's this weird static hum in the background that just kind of gets in your ears, like it wiggles in and stays there like a VHS tape when the tape snags on the VCR, or your car radio starts to lose its signal after a long car ride into the middle of nowhere. Obviously this kid shouldn't be here. Something brought him here that shouldn't have, and rather than scream at what's in front of him, bleeding out on the ground, he just breathes in this way that someone who's in shock might while their mind works through what they're looking at. So that's where we start, right? It's dark, the good times are over. And then we jump to the future, and we're looking at these clips of what look like home movies. These three characters living together in a well-worn, messy, makeshift version of a home, a family. And it's set to this kind of retro, synthetic, distant track, a piece of music that is almost like immediately nostalgic. It's like we're watching memories. The end of summer, the end of childhood. Again, the good times are over. What this feels like is a group of lost kids who find each other within the chaos of city life, living with each other because there is no one else, relying on each other because they're all different. This girl has horns. This guy is, like, in all likelihood, the kid from the first scene, and probably Chainsaw Man himself. And I'm not sure about the third kid, but from the rest of the trailer that we see, it's likely that he has abilities too. The next two characters are the same. They're in bed, smoking a cigarette after assumedly doing adult activities and spending their final moments of normalcy together before the recording ends. Again, the end of innocence. The good times are over. The future will not be okay, and we immediately see demons, graveyard, bloody bullet, and some home being wiped away in an explosion of significant magnitude to a score of rising music that culminates in shots of characters we haven't seen yet walking quickly down the road, assumedly the same boy again from the beginning of the trailer alone in a small room, far from the friends we saw just moments ago, and then a swift zoom to land on these eyes. Now I want to talk about these eyes. These eyes, I don't know about you, but they are screaming bad guy vibes, bad guy energy. From the bottom of my heart, I can tell these have got to be bad guy eyes. And we're at a shrine, right? Like the girl earlier had demon horns. We're at a shrine now. Maybe our heroes are sentient demons fighting against those who would purify them. I don't know. I'm just speculating based on this point in the trailer, but that may also change in a sec. Anyway, she pulls a cord in her tie, the music explodes, and there's this dog in the next scene, this big demon dog having the same multi-ringed eyes of the woman in the last scene, hinting that if the dog isn't the woman, then maybe she controls it somehow. The boy in the earlier scene here looks like he was cuddling with the dog as well, so maybe there's a connection to the dogs granting people abilities or working as a guardian of some sort. No, it's hard to tell so far in the trailer. The next couple of scenes happen real quick. We get shots of people mobilizing, good or bad, it's hard to tell, but we see what looks like our heroes getting ready to fight demons, here, here, and here. That's a big hint. And it seems that if our heroes are demons, then they're in combat with demons and maybe an anti-demon faction alike. And what feels more likely now after considering the dogs, maybe granting abilities, that our heroes are maybe acting as vigilantes, fighting off evil forces, and this lady with the crazy eyes, I know she's bad, okay? This cut right here, this cut is too obvious. Girl, evil dog. Girl, evil dog. She's evil, all right? She's definitely evil. So she's either an anti-hero working with the demons against our squad, and we see the final scenes of our main boy transformed into Chainsaw Man, chopping up what looks like humans, likely a separate faction from the redheaded girls unit. Her people looking like the ones in suits. She was in a suit. We see other people in suits. They could be related, but more than likely we got different factions of humans here. Because these guys that the main character is cutting up, they look like gangsters, and we can tell either way this is going to be a bloody, violent, over-the-top show. Perfect for a shonen series, and then it ends there, with our hero revving his blades and shouting out at the unfairness of it all. Or at least that's kind of how I took it. There are a lot of questions left over for me at the end of this trailer, and that's all perfectly okay. In fact, I welcome it. The hook is there. What happened to these kids? What are these abilities? Are these demons a la 02, Devilman Crybaby, or are we looking at something else? Who are all these people? Are we fighting humans, demons, or both? It's a lot to take in, but the part of the trailer, the part that I feel is the most memorable, the real sticking point, and likely the part of the series as a whole that made people support this manga from the beginning, are these moments at the start. The feeling of what was, or what could have been. Part of me feels like this one's going to be a tearjerker. Anyway, that's all I've got on this take here. So guys, don't forget, smash the like button, give a sub to the channel. Let me know what you think is going to happen in this series below. If you're also an anime only like me, keep it civil, guys. Please, no spoilers, please. Shouldn't have to say that. No spoilers, please. This is going to be a huge series, one that I'll likely talk about like I'm doing with Jujutsu Kaisen right now, especially considering it's both covered by MAPPA. They're both series that are kind of about demons, center around monster killing and demons and that kind of thing. So check those videos out in Jujutsu Kaisen if you haven't already. MAPPA keeps giving us good stuff, and fingers crossed they adapt it well. So guys, see you soon in the next video. Peace.